Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to November's wrap up. So it is the last day of November and I have quite literally just finished the last book that I'm going to be able to read this month. And I was going to wrap up by going over these, but I did not read 16 books this month, so I did not get a blackout. I might still do that video later where I go over what I did get. Well, let's see. I got one bingo going down, two bingos going down. Nope, 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 and nope. But I got two bingos going down. Did I get any diagonals? Nope. Yes, this diagonal should count. And this diagonal. Okay, so my diagonals are fantasy, gothic, creepy cover, favorite trope, and squirrel feed. And then also book with cool colors, small town setting, takes place in the fall, and favorite trope and witches. Then we're gonna go down these two ways. I'm not gonna tell you what I read for them. I don't know, maybe in a separate video, but cozy read, hot beverage, or sweet treat. It was a sweet treat, it was a cake. Vampires, features family books with cool colors on the cover, chilling or cold setting, one word title, mystery thriller, small town setting, and trees on the cover. And all of those will be the bingo. I don't know what order they're in, they're just in a random order, but we'll talk about it. You know what? I disliked both of these, so that's a perfect place to start. There's Definitely Better Now by Ava Robinson and Hannah Tate Beyond Repair by Laura Piper Lee. Okay. Hannah Tate Beyond Repair, I gave it 2 stars, but I think my biggest problem with this book is that I thought it was romance. It was marketed as a romance. It is not romance. It's just like a literary fiction. You follow Hannah Tate, who's been down on her luck, and she moves back home and helps her family repair their Airbnb, like just improve it, remodel it. And she's a single mom now, and she has a crush on one of the guys that works on the Airbnb with her. But it's not really about their love story. It's just about her. Then Definitely Better Now by Ava Robinson. This was fine. I think I gave it 2 stars again. But I think for the right person, this would be a really good book. It follows I don't remember her name. Julie? I don't think. Emma. Whew. Emma, who is struggling with addiction. She struggles with alcoholism, and she's been sober for a year. And you see her evolve and what sobriety looks like to her, and it was fine. It just wasn't for me. Then I read these ones. I'm just gonna go in order that they're in. I read The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. This was cute. Is it gonna be an all-time favorite? Absolutely not. But I really, really like Linus. Linus is basically DCS. He's like a DCS caseworker. I don't know, I feel like he would be like the state. Like the state comes out once a year. And he is a by-the-book caseworker in the department in charge of magical youth. So it's essentially like magical DCS is how I saw it. And he gets different cases, but he lives with them for a little while to kind of see how their life is, which was kind of interesting. But I really like the character development for Linus and how he really starts to see that, like, at first he's just the caseworker and they're just names and violations in a case file, because like if a magical youth misbehaves, then they get like a tick in their file, and he's the one that has to like go check out the files, and he's the one that does all the filing. And it kind of turns him in through this book. He kind of becomes less of a caseworker that just kind of files everything, and more of like oh, I'm gonna protect these kids. Like, at the end of the day, they're children, and like no one understands except for the person in charge of them, and that's not me. I'm just with the state. I'm just with the department. I hope that makes sense. But I very much so really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed Lucy. Lucy was my favorite. But oh my gosh, it was wholesome and cute, and just getting to know the children in this book was so chef's kiss. So I gave this one 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. It didn't make me cry, but it made me feel things. Then I have Not Safe for Work by Nisha J. Tooley. This one I read towards the beginning of November, and it was really, really cute. You follow Trish. I don't remember. Trish. She goes by Tris. That's right. And Raph. And they work at the same company. And they both get chosen to go to Hawaii to basically land this dream job, so that they are competing for the promotion. But scandal comes out about their company while they're on this trip, and I never really bought the hate to love. Like, I just think it was more of a misunderstanding to love. But I really did enjoy this a lot. I gave this one 4 stars as well. Alright, I finally got to an arc that I was sent back in April. I'm sorry that I'm late to the arc party. This is All the Men I've Loved Again by Kristen Pride. I did not like this. Yeah, I really wanted to like this. This follows Cora and Aaron, and like their love story takes place in 1999 in college, so you get a lot of that. But then you also get 20 years later when they're seemingly becoming friends again, and I just didn't like any of the characters, and I didn't care about the story. Now let's go back to a book that I actually very much so enjoyed. This was Midnight is the Darkest Hour by Ashley Winstead. This has cult and a small town thriller horror story, maybe. Very scary. And in this small town, this entire town is very, very highly religious. They go to church, but the church is treated more like a cult. And there you meet the preacher's daughter, Ruth, and this boy from the wrong side of the track starts going to church, and they become friends. But sometimes you think that maybe it's more than friendship. And at the same time, there's a serial killer going around killing people. So it had a lot of layers, but I very much enjoyed it. 5 stars. Then we read A Twisted Love Story by Samantha Downing. I was bored. I was very bored. This is about Wes and Ivy. This already married couple who do some things together. I was so bored. I think I gave it 2 stars. 1 star? 2 stars? Doesn't matter. It's being on hold. I also read A Stranger in the House by Shari Lapena. Turns out I've already read this. And I didn't realize it until the second half of the story. So I gave it 3 stars ultimately. You follow this woman named Jill, right? I don't remember. What's her name? I think it's Jill. Jill and Tom. But Bridget. Oh, Bridget is the next door neighbor. But she... Yeah, she, I think it's Jill, wakes up in the hospital. She has amnesia, which is one of my favorite tropes. She doesn't remember anything, and the police contact her husband, Tom, and he goes to the hospital, and she still doesn't remember that night, but she slowly starts to get her memories back, and, then the police think that she killed someone, and it's very convenient that she doesn't remember it, but she's like, I wouldn't kill anyone. And there's like deep secrets and dark secrets, and it was fine. But I have read it before and I didn't realize it. So it's kind of like, okay, I read it, but it's kind of forgettable too. So I gave it 3 stars. It was fine. I'm gonna haul this one too. Then I read Dearest by Jackie Walters, and this one is like a motherhood thriller. It's also a horror. I would call it more of a horror novel, but it's about motherhood. And at the time that her baby is born, her husband is still deployed to Afghanistan, I believe. And so she's basically a single mother for the first little bit of her baby's life. And oh, this was perfection. I gave it 5 stars. I really have been enjoying like horror novels and thrillers that have to do with motherhood. Imagine that. So this was scary. I enjoyed it. And the one that I just finished today was Never Planned on You by Lindsay Hammeroff. Again, this is an arc, and I should have read it back in February because that's when it came out. I'm very sorry to the people that sent me this, but I will be writing an extensive review on this when I figure out my thoughts. I actually really loved this story. You follow Allie and Graham, who they meet briefly one night 8 years ago, and then they're back. Oh, okay, I'm not spoiling anything because it's all in the back. But they run into each other and they start like talking and going on dates and things. But at the same time, she's an event planner, and then she gets these new clients for a wedding, and when she meets the groom, it is none other than Graham, the guy that she's gone on a couple dates with and that she knew previously. And then here's where it hits me the wrong way. They continue to date because you find out that that Graham is only marrying Allison. Graham is only marrying his bride as a marriage of convenience so that she can stay in the country. So it's like a green card marriage. I did not like that. It gave me a very bad taste in my mouth that, yeah, it's not real love and everything, but you already made a commitment to another woman that you're going to marry her regardless if it's a sham or real love or whatever. Like, you should have been honest with your bride. You should have told her, well, hey, actually, I'm really falling in love with this lady, you know, or I knew her in the past and I want to be with her. And the fact that that never really occurred, that did hit me the wrong way. But I really loved Graham and Allie's chemistry, and I really like them together, but the way they went about it was wrong for me. So I think I'm gonna land on a 4-star. I don't know. I really did like a lot of this book with Allie and Graham, but I think that it was too secretive and too, yeah, just too much. So I am giving it 4 stars. I'm going to keep it for now, but I can see why other people would hate this book, especially if you hate the cheating trope. I absolutely hate the cheating trope, but somehow it didn't give me the ick like in a lot of other books. Like, I understand it to an extent, but I don't know. I don't like those kind of books. But in this case, I don't know. I'm just digging myself into a hole right now. But I hope you enjoyed my little, very fast November wrap-up where I read 10 books. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I don't think I'm going to finish that series. Anyways, thanks so much. I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to my channel if you're new around here. I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Don't forget, end of year content is coming out. So goals for 2026. Then in January, we're going to have our best of, our worst of, and all that good stuff. Bye.